West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast. West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast.
Yes, people. Oh my God, my voice. That's how you know it's early. Oh, a little bit of swing there. That's how you know it's early, people. It's so early, I haven't even acclimatized my voice to what's going on. But we have to move. We have to move. We have no other options. It's World Cup time. It's rallying time. I need another. Boy, I need to clear my voice. I'm all over the place right now. Hold on, people. Let me get myself situated. Let me get myself sorted here. Here we go. Rally time. 5:30 in the morning, UK. I'm a mash up right now. I'm not even I'm in a zombie state right now, but we have to rally. Said same way we have to rally. I'll soon tell you lot what the team is. 1 second. Or again. So Chanel Henry has taken the new ball. She's already got a bit of seam movement. Ball moving away from the two openers, Carter and Aitken Drummond. Right, okay, so let's go for the team. The team, if you watched my I didn't even brush my teeth yet. My breath must be raw. Let me smell it. 1 second. Let me drink some water. You got me on that. Well fielded by Hayley. That point. Boy, I'm tired, you lot. Oh my God. I got up about 5 minutes ago and I was clicking the link. The reason I was late is I was clicking the link to try and get to work. There's me clicking the link. These times it's Pakistan Island. That's coming up. And I'm like, what's going on? Thought I had to cancel the watch along, but I found it, people. I found it. We're moving now. So anyways, that's the end of the first over. One off it. Chanel Henry bowled that first over. So the West Indies team, let me just quickly tell you the team. If you watched, in fact, the Scotland team has just come up on the board, on the screen, sorry. So it's Aitken Drummond, Darcy Carter, Catherine Bryce, Sarah Bryce. Obviously, Osprey's in the chat. Morning, Osprey. Osprey is our resident Scotland fan. Obviously, he's also a West Indies fan, but Scotland takes top trumps for him today, respectfully. And it's the Bryce sisters that we're worried about in terms of if they get firing, anything is possible. So they're coming in at 3 and 4. But the captain said at the top, oh, interesting. So I'll come back to that. Zayda James is taking the new ball. Interesting that they've gone to Zayda. I knew they'd go spin up top, but I just assumed it'd be one of the experienced heads that would take it, whether it be Karishma, or Afi or even Hayley. But I've got to assume it's because Zayda offers the left arm angle, and maybe they think that she can turn it away from the right-handers. But they've gone Zayda James. They've gone Zayda James at the top. I like that though. Zayda's really. I don't know if people have been clocking. Again, that's fielded at point by Hayley Matthews. Zayda James has upped her levels in the last 6 months, and West Indies have been giving Zayda more and more opportunities. When Zayda first came into the team, they kind of driven down the ground, but again, fielded at mid-off. They've been giving her more and more opportunities to actually showcase her game. So before, you'd have Zayda coming in at 8, and then not even getting a bat. Oh, that one cramps Aitken Drummond up. They're having her come in at number 8, and she weren't even really getting any opportunities to bat, not really an opportunity to bowl. And you were like, so what is she in the team for? But now they've shown Zayda that they're investing in her all the same. Ugly swipe there from Drummond. Maiden over there by Zayda James. No runs, obviously. And Scotland won without loss after 2 overs. Let me put this team up, because I still haven't even got to the West Indies team. You lot can tell I'm still waking up. So the West Indies team: Hayley Matthews, Shemaine Campbell, Alira Lane, Afi Fletcher, Cherry Ann Fraser, Shabika Gajnabi, Stefani Taylor, Chanel Henry, Kiana Joseph, Zayda James, Karishma Ramarak. Now, interestingly enough, if you lot watched my pre-World Cup video, that's pretty much the team that I said would play. I said the only question mark for me, because I always had Aaliyah Relaine in my team, the only question mark for me was, would they go with Shabika or would they go with Janella Glasgow? And again, Chanel, bit of movement outside the off stump. Waft of the bat there by Carter. Chanel slaps her thighs. She knows the nick is coming. Bit of early seam movement there off the track. Lots of green on that track. Okay, so sorry, people, I'm coming to you lot in the chat. So people are saying, what's the link for the thing? Here we go. You just have to go to, again, this time Carter doesn't waft her bat, but again, there's a bit of movement off the seam. If Chanel can just get a bit of a straighter line with the same movement, I think Carter's basically fried fish here and she'll nick off. So anyways, yeah. If you go ICC, Mash is behind. I'm behind. What? Hold on, people. Rickon says I'm behind. How am I behind? Jaja, 1 second. Give me 1 second, Rickon. I'll get in straight line there. This time Carter well in behind it. Apparently I'm behind, people. 1 sec. Rickon must be live at the game. Apparently I'm behind. On my feed, 2.3 overs have been bowled. So I don't know what feed you lot are watching on. You must be on that Super Cyan feed, but 2.3 overs have been bowled here. Anyways, Chanel Henry back into Carter. This time catches the outside, catches the outside edge, but that's fielded by third man. Was it third man? Third woman, I should say. Not sure who's down there. That third woman. But it's 1 run. Scotland moved to 2 without loss after 2.4 overs. Anyways, let me write this team down. This is the order that I think the West Indies team will be batting in. Yeah, so those who said, what's the link? Go to ICCTV.tv. If you haven't got an account, you need to make an account. It's free. Again, this time it's Aitken Drummond. Another waft of the bat. Doesn't kiss the edge. No run. I think Chanel Henry has beaten the bat. What, she's bowled 11 balls so far. And I think she's beaten the bat in at least 8 of those 11 balls. You kind of feel like the nick is coming at some point in time. Scotland's struggling out here. This one's straighter, and again, Aitken Drummond advances down the wicket, and it beats the bat. And Chanel Henry, the teapot's out. I don't know how she's not got a nick in any of these balls. Aitken Drummond and Carter have had no idea what's going on with the movement there. Nice bit of bounce as well. Anyways, end of the third over, Scotland 2 without loss. Right, let me write down this team here. I'm coming, people. I'm just writing down what we expect the team to be. I haven't been given the batting order, and of course it could change, but this is what I am assuming is going to happen today. Right, so Zayda James takes the 4th over. No need for Scotland to panic just yet. Yes, the ball's beaten the bat numerous umpteen times, but no need to panic. Zayda James left arm angle, and Carter is in behind that. No run. Fletcher, Ramarat, Fraser. Okay, so I think this is the 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Ooh, all the way through her. All the way through her, but beats the keeper, beats everyone, beats the leg stump as well, all the way down fine for 4 byes. Oh, yeah, these 2 batters have no idea what's going on right now. So this is the team, people. If you've joined late, this is the West Indies team. Hayley Matthews, Kiana Joseph, Shemaine Campbell. This is the order I think they'll bat in as well. Stefani Taylor, Chanel Henry, Shabika Kajanabi, Alira Lane, Zayda James, Afi Fletcher, Karishma Ramarak. Oh, shit. I've frozen my thing. Karishma Ramarak and Cherry Ann Fraser. Right, Osprey. So, like I say, people, if you want to know about the Scotland team, Osprey's the guy to talk to. He knows the most about Scotland women's side. Certainly in this chat, probably in cricket. Striven to covers, no run. So Osprey says it's a new move for Scotland to open with these two. Normally Saskia Hawley opens with Osprey, give me the two Bryce named sisters again in terms of which one's which. Let's call her Bryce 2, but Hawley's out injured. Carter is better suited to 3, but she's doing a makeshift opener job. Well, she certainly looks like a makeshift opener today. Both her and Aitken Drummond are looking like they don't know what's going on at the moment. Zayda James in at 2. Aitken Drummond goes onto the back foot, but can only chop it to cover. No run. End of an over. Zayda James only giving up 1 run. Yes, the 4 byes. After 4 overs, Scotland 7 without loss. Right, Horatio, you can find the match. Let me put the link in again. Go to icctv.tv. You have to create an account. It's free. And you should be able to find it there. Right, so Osprey says Sarah Bryce is the keeper. Catherine Bryce is your rounder. But will they bat 3 and 4, Osprey? Because that's where the card has the sisters slated to bat 3 and 4. Is that what you think Scotland will do? Or do you think it will depend on match situation as to where they bat? Chanel Henry to continue. 5th over of the match. Chanel's only gone for 2 runs from her 2 overs so far. Beaten the outside edge of Carter and Aitken Drummond plenty of times. This one again catches the outside edge, flashing blade, fielded at 3rd woman. That'll keep him down to 1 run. Is it Alira Lane down there at 3rd woman? Big up Joel Manning, by the way. So he's got the ICC gig for this. That shows he's getting the international recognition. Again, this time 2 wide there from Chanel Henry. But Aitken Drummond can't beat the cover fielders. I think he's fielded by Afi Fletcher. In at cover, no run. So we've got a point, cover, mid-off. Chanel, and again, this time she loses her line, and that really should have been helped for 4. Aitken Drummond advances down the wicket, and she helps it round the corner, but she can't beat. I mean, Joel says that he reckons that Chanel pulled the length back. I reckon that ball was there to be dispatched. Anyways, either way, it's fielded by Karishma Ramarak on the boundary. Backwards a square. Deep square leg. Oh, this one gets the outside edge, but there's no fly slip there. And again, goes down towards 3rd woman, 1 run. Need to watch that one back there. I just said that there was no fly slip. It was a genuine edge, but I need to just check to what exact field position that went to. It looked like it would have been taken by a fly slip, and in fact, Hayley Matthews has gone wider. Again, cut, fielded at point, no run by Cherry Ann Fraser, fielded there. So Hayley Matthews has kind of gone wider from a 2nd slip position. Yeah. Yes, there you go. So Hayley's gone wider from first slip, and Kiana Joseph has kind of gone to a third slip, 1.5 and a third slip. That's how. So it was a genuine edge there. That one backs Aitken Drummond ups, defended, end of the over, no run. Scotland 10 without loss after 5 overs. So West Indies on top at the moment. Sorry, I didn't even tell you. West Indies won the toss, opted to bowl. They opted to bowl first. Hayley Matthews said at the toss that they wanted to. It's first game in the tournament. It's kind of what you do, isn't it? Irrespective of conditions. The right thing, like I say, the obvious thing to do is to insert your position and see what is par, or how is the pitch playing? How should we go about it when we get a bat? So Scotland would have done the same, I would assume. I think they would have inserted the West Indies to determine what's the best way to approach it. What is a par score on the wicket? Zayda James in again for her third over, defended, no run. I like this. I like that they're giving Zayda opportunities now, proper frontline opportunities, and saying, we believe in you. Like, you're here to bowl your allocation. You're not just we need someone to bowl. Let's just go to Zayda now. Again, squeezed out onto the onside, fielded by Kiana Joseph. Backward square. When we had Shane Dites, some say Dites, some say Dietz. When we had him on the show a couple of months ago, 1 second, Zayda James in again. Aitken Drummond tries to chop that on the back foot, doesn't beat the covers, no run. And anyway, so when we had Shane Dites on the show a couple of months ago, 1 sec, he made reference to the fact that, again, Aitken Drummond backs away, flashes the blade, can't connect, no run. He made reference to the fact that he knows that Kiana Joseph has to get fitter, and she comes into the game again at backward square leg. Now, for those watching on the feed, where do you lot stand on this? And it's not... Yeah, let's have the conversation, because it's similar to the Rakeem Cornwall conversation. I'm not saying that Kiana Joseph is as big as Rakeem Cornwall. That's not really the point I'm making here. But this one's wide, and Zaid will have to bowl that one again. But Kiana has been excellent since she got moved to that power hitting role at the top with Hayley Matthews. But it's obvious that she's not the fittest she could be. And the reason why I bring this up is that because of Kiana's power and because of Kiana's hitting game that she's shown in the last 12 months, just like Chanel Henry just got a WPL deal and was raved from here to thine kingdom come about her power game and impact rating and how great she was coming in and power hitting at the death and so on and so forth. Kiana Joseph could easily, at the next, whether it be a fair break tournament, let's say 100 in the future, let's say a WPL, because of her power hitting game, she could get a deal. But I reckon people look at her weight and say, but she's not serious. I'm trying to be respectful. So this isn't a disrespectful take. But where do you lot stand on that in terms of Kiana having to just get fitter, take her weight more seriously? Anyways, we'll see what you lot say in the comments when you get to that. Start of the 7th over, by the way. And Chanel Henry, sorry, back on to bowl her 4th over on the bounce. Sorry, I'm just updating the score, people, if you're wondering why I'm not talking. This one tries to drive Carter. No dice for her, no run. So at the moment, people, Carter is on 5 from, I think that says 16 balls on my screen. Aitken Drummond is 4 of 22. It's real slow going from Scotland here. Cricket Tashan says, do you expect West Indies to go to the World Cup or Bangladesh, assuming Pakistan take the #1 spot? I'll come to that in a minute. Again, wild hoik outside the off stump by Carter, just wafting at thin air, no run. At some point, West Indies just need to be patient here. At some point, one of these two is going to get super frustrated and just naturally give it away because they're struggling to get bat on ball. I'll come back to that point, cricket to Tashan. Let me go to Osprey, just because of the point I just made. So Osprey says, respect to the Scotland women, but I wouldn't be surprised to see extras in the top 5 Scotland scorers at the end. This time, Carter does get bat on ball, doesn't carry down to Afi Fletcher, who's fielding at deep backward point. Oh, sorry, no, third. Well, by the time she fielded it, she was at deep backward point, and 1 run. Sachin says he's going bed. Good rallying though, Sachin. Sachin managed to rally for 23 minutes. Strong dedication. This time, Aiken Drummond comes down the track, and that's what she should have done. That's what she should have done a while ago. You may remember I said a couple of overs ago that Chanel Henry pulled one short and Aiken Drummond advanced down the track, and I said should have helped that to the boundary for 4. This time, she does connect properly, and she's able to just help that in front of square. 4 runs. No one's out there, so totally safe stroke. Once she got the height in front of square, no fielders on the onside, apart from the deep backward square leg. This time she tries it again. Full shot this time, gets the edge, top edge over the slips. Another 4 runs, back-to-back boundaries. Osprey says West Indies need to get someone specialised in women's personal training to work with the team. The biomechanics and fitness demands are different to the men's game. Yeah, okay, I hear that. But do you know what? Going back to that point from Osprey, they have the example of Hayley Matthews, right? Hayley Matthews, obviously one of the best women's cricketers in the world. And the team have her as an example. You can't, I'm assuming that Hayley takes her game seriously, right? So it's not like they don't have an example in front of them of how to go about maximizing your game to the utmost and taking it as seriously as possible. Obviously, that might be harder for some than others. Anyways, back to cricket to Tashan. He says, do you expect West Indies women to go to the World Cup or Bangladesh, assuming Pakistan might take the top spot? Zayda James has been replaced, by the way, by Cherry Ann Fraser at the start of the 8th over. I'm assuming we get there. I have to assume we get there. The wild card for me is that we saw in the Caribbean that Bangladesh have the ability to upset us if things go. Oh, that's wild delivery by Cherry Ann Fraser, first up wide. She'll have to bowl that again. So Bangladesh have the ability to upset us in a one-off game. However, I would still expect West Indies women to then go on and beat back Pakistan if that did happen, or vice versa, etc. It could come down to run rate. Part of me feels that one of Scotland or Ireland could upset, maybe Ireland more so than Scotland, upset Bangladesh, but we'll see. Driven down the ground, no run, fielded at mid-off, sorry. No run for Carter. Patrick Lambert says, it appears that Scotland will have to bat well to score over 100 runs. No, Scotland are going to score over 100 here. I mean, they are already 24 without loss after 7 overs. Yes, I'm expecting a glut of it. Oh, that's well bowled there by Cherry Ann Fraser. Carter has to dig that one out. Fielded at Chanel Henry at mid-on. I am assuming that West Indies will take once a few wickets come. I assume that West Indies take them in a clump of wickets, but Scotland will get over 100 here. You would assume. Scotland 24 without loss after 7.2 overs. Cherry Ann Fraser, again, Tries to get that Yorker length in. Carter can't do anything about that other than dig it out. No run. Carter is 6 from 21. Aitken Drummond 12 from 24. This one's down the leg side. They appeal. I think that should be given. Did it hit the pad? I thought the ref was umpire was going to give a wide, but it's given as leg buys. Ravish Singh says Nicholas Pooran is the best T20 batter in form. Yes, he is, but he doesn't play for the West Indies, so I'm not interested. Respectfully. Right. So only 4 balls bowled so far. One was a wide. Again, bit of swing from Cheran Fraser, but she's bowling on a leg stump line. So despite catching the pad, she won't get an LBW decision like that. But she's bowled tightly. Only the wide and the leg bite off this over so far. One more ball to go. Final ball of Cheran Fraser's first over. Scotland 25 without loss. Down the wicket by Aitken Drummond, but does not beat the short mid-wicket or the mid-wicket fielder. No run, which was Stefani Taylor. End of the 8th over. Scotland 25 without loss. Slow going here by the Scottish. Right. I know people are talking about Nicholas Pooran in the chat here, and we should be focusing on the game, but I will just address this point. So Shubham Sharma says, in my opinion, Pooran's 2024 season was bad, which is fine. But here's the thing, and this goes back to Ravish Singh's point about Pooran is the best T20 batter in form. Here's the thing about Pooran. If any other in major international team, and by that I mean full member, had a player like Pooran who was being written about as if they are the best in the world game. I'll come back to this point in a minute. Chanel Henry carries on. Again, catches an edge. False shot again by Carter. As it crashed into her helmet. Okay, so the ball rolls and lifted a bit on Carter. It caught the edge of the bat body, then into helmets. They'll have to do concussion protocols. But Carter was looking leg sides. The ball spliced out over point down to third man. No runs, but they'll have to spend some time doing some concussion protocols here. I think she's fine, but they'll do some checks because it hit the helmet. So Pooran, back to the Pooran point. If any other major international country or nation, full member nation, had a player like Nicholas Pooran who was dominating just everywhere he went, every competition from after IPL, he'll go to Major League Cricket and then 100 and he's not doing 100 this year. Major League Cricket, CPL, then he'll go to Big Bash. He'll make all of his money. This, that. Let's just say, Indians don't play anywhere, so we can't use the Indian players. But let's just say any other full member nation had a player doing that, and they rarely, if ever, played for their international team. I don't think people would be as if it was England or Australia, I don't think the English or Australian press would be drooling over the player going, look how amazing they are. They're the best in the world, because they'd rightly say, but you're never available to play for your international side. So yeah, you might be the best in the world, but what does it really mean to us? This time, Carter, it looks like getting the ball in the helmet has helped her there, because that one, she slaps that through mid-wicket for 4, and that's really her first shot of anger in the whole game. That one just kind of hung up outside the off stump, and whereas previously Carter's been looking to kind of drive them on the offside, cut them on the offside, This time it maybe held up in the track a little bit, and she just slaps that through mid-wicket, 4 runs. Maybe that gives her a bit more confidence there. Let's see how let's see how Chanel Henry responds. Actually, 19 runs have come. I think she might get changed after this over. 19 runs after 4.2 balls. This one, bit fuller. Carter doesn't have the room to swipe across the line or go onto the offside. Has to respect it. No run. Yeah, so Carter is only 19. Osprey says Scotland and Ireland going for a youth strategy with an eye on the 2026 T20 World Cup in England. Fair. And Cricket Tashan follows up by saying that Carter was in Scotland's under-19 team. This one, this time she goes leg side again. Doesn't time it, but it doesn't carry either to mid-on. And they'll scamper through for 1 run. The feed. Can't hear the commentators at the moment, but we still got the pictures, so it's all good. Final ball, no, 2 more balls, in fact, not the final ball. Chanel Henry again into Aitken Drummond. Bit uppishly, drives it uppishly down the ground. Stefani Taylor will chase that. They should come back for 2. I was watching Stefani chase that to see how gingerly she was running. She definitely wasn't running freely, but obviously she's fit enough to be on the field. It might go some way to explain why Stefani Taylor didn't play all the games in the domestic 50-over tournament. Everyone naturally assumed, oh, Stefani's not fit. But now I look back at that and go, was that Cricket West Indies managing her game load and saying, okay, Stefani, go out there, play 1-2 games, but rest your body for the rest of the tournament. Let's find that out. Final ball. And that's defended. No run. End of the 9th over, Scotland 32 without loss. Right, let's see some more points. So Cricket Tashan says the ground doesn't appear to have any help for the players as well. Very rudimentary facilities, just cloth for shade. It's a nice EC international tournament. At least it deserves a stand or a pavilion. It might do. It might be that the stand or the pavilion is on the hard shoulder where the camera is. So it may just be that we don't see it. This is being played in Pakistan, right? So the main game between Pakistan and Ireland, say the main game, that's been played in the stadium, the Hall Stadium, I believe. Sherian Fraser beats Carter outside the off stump. It's not the first. That's not the first time he said that. It won't be the last time. If there's any cricket aficionados or Pakistani cricket fans, can they tell me where this game is being played in Pakistan? The Pakistan Ireland game is being played in the main stadium. What out ground is this? Can't be too far away. Fraser in again to Carter. Leg side. Might be told to bowl it again. Wait for the umpire. She get yet 1 wide. She'll have to bowl that again. Yeah, Fraser just needs to bowl a bit straighter here. What she's bowled, this is her coming up. This will be her 8th delivery. She's bowled a leg side line. That one's straighter, but 2 wide on the offside this time. It started straighter, swung away, called a wide. Yeah, and it was a wide. She's just struggling to get her line right here. She either bowling. She tried to correct it with that ball. Went 2 wide on the offside. She just needs to bowl wicket to wicket here. She's already getting swing, seam movement. Bowl wicket to wicket, let the ball and the track do the rest. Again, down the leg side. That's wide. She'll have to bowl again. Completely lost her line and control here. 3 runs here. Osprey said that extras would be top scorer for Scotland. Well, Fraser's adding to the extras column. Said no top scorers. Sorry. Osprey said he thought extras would be in the top 5 scorers for Scotland. So Datashan says this game is in the City Association ground. Wide again. Right, Hayley needs to come down and speak to her. Obviously, Cherry's got head loss going on. Someone go and speak to her. Someone go have a conversation. She's bowled 1, 2, 3, 5 balls, and only one of them has been a legal delivery. Scotland 36 without loss. Okay, let's see if she can correct the line this time. This one is straighter. Finally gets her line right. And of course, because she gets her line right, Carter wafts outside the off stump and is beaten. It's just about control. Control is the name of the game here because neither Carter or Aitken Drummond has been given consistently enough room to free their arms. They're looking for the room. When West Indies bowl the right line, neither respectfully Carter or Aitken Drummond has the game to be able to deal with it. That one backs her up onto her stumps, no run. Osprey says, to emphasize how young this Scotland team is, 3 of this team, Carter, who's currently batting, 11 from 29 balls. Carter, Lister and Fraser were all in the 2023 Under-19 World Cup squad. Another regular, Olivia Bell, was also in that team, but she's injured. Yep, I hear you, Osprey. And then when you add into the fact that Scotland's women don't even play that much 50-over cricket, catches the pad, but again, it's leg side, no run. Two balls left. Fraser in again. Oh, that's a good shot there from Carter. There's going to be no one out there. That's a very good shot there from Carter. So this time, I think that's probably the best shot from Carter because this time it was in that line. It was in that zone of uncertainty. Oh, no. That's wrong, actually. Watching the replay, it wasn't in the zone of uncertainty. She strayed leg side. It was too short. It allowed Carter to free her arms. Like I say, there's no one on that square leg boundary or on the deep mid-wicket boundary for easy runs. So what's happening for Carter and Aitken Drummond is when the West Indian bowlers drop it just a touch short and it's leg side-ish, Carter and Aitken Drummond feel confident enough to kind of swing across to the onside, knowing that there's no fielders out there. So really we have to look at the discipline or lack thereof of some of the deliveries from the West Indian bowlers. You've got to stay on that off-stump line. That off-stump 4/5 stump line, the Scottish batters don't know what to do with that. You've got to stay there. You go leg side and give them just enough room, go short enough, they will score some runs. However, I've lost the feed. ICCTV says that they'll be right back, so I don't know what's going on right now. However, with that 4, it's a good recovery here, not recovery. Given how slowly Scotland started, they'll be happy with this position. After 10 overs, they are 40 without loss. I think they'll be very happy with that. Sorry, 41, not even 40, 41 without loss. I don't think West Indies will be too worried because I think West Indies will look at this track or should be looking at this track and say, no, yeah, if we'd batted those 10 overs, we'd expect to get off to a bit of a flyer. So I don't think they should be too concerned about it. But it's a good start here for Scotland. Remember, their best 2 batters are yet to come to the crease. So, end of the power play. And Chanel Henry is removed from the attack. She bowled 5 overs, none for 19. And Affy Fletcher comes in. This is now, so I'm expecting Affy and Hayley Matthews to bowl the bulk of the next, or Karishma Ramrak, sorry. I'm expecting Hayley, Affy, and Karishma to now bowl the bulk of the overs, and this is where I'm now expecting wickets to come. Affy Fletcher in to Aiken Drummond turns that into the onside for 1 run. Oh, in fact, no, 2 runs. Good running. Poor fielding, good running. Ravesh Singh says, what do you think? USA or Brazil's women's cricket will be the next powerhouse? Don't know, actually. Don't know. Good question, though. Next ball is also turned to leg side, 1 run. .44 without loss after 10.2 overs. Carter 15 from 32. Aiken Drummond 17 from 30. Oi! Muffled appeal, or it's not muffled, but a bit of an appeal there, but it's going down leg. No run. Yeah, that's going down the leg side. Oh, again, this one now. That's the spot there for Afi. Carter tries to turn that through mid wicket. It's fielded at short mid wicket, no run. But that was the length there and the line that I want from Afi Fletcher. Middle and off. Again, same length, same line. Carter turns it to short mid wicket. Kiana Joseph fields there, no run. Final ball of the over. 3 off it so far. Scotland 44 without loss. And again, doesn't give Carter any room. No run. So 44 without loss after 11 overs. Carter is on 15, not out. Aiken Drummond. I mean, they are soaking up balls. This is why I don't think West Indies will be ultimately unhappy with this. Yes, they'd rather some wickets in the power play. Scotland will. It's weird because both teams will be happy here. Scotland will be happy because they've set some kind of foundation for the Bryce sisters. West Indies will be happy because the run rate is so slow, and they would assume that if they were in a similar position to Scotland right now, they would be in a better position than 44 without loss after 11. So it's not Karishma, it's Hayley. But like I say, I think the next bulk of the 30 overs, at least 25 overs, are coming from Hayley, Afi, and Karishma. This is the critical phase of the game. Right, Hayley Matthews bowling an off spin. Bit too wide there, and it's a good shot from Aiken Drummond. Might go all the way to the boundary. In fact, it does go all the way to the boundary. Beats the extra cover fielder. Bit too much whiff there from Hayley Matthews, and Aiken Drummond pounced onto that one and was able to drive that through the cover. She's got to, I think, Hayley, respectfully to Hayley, you've got to go, I think, on this wicket, based on what I've seen in the first 11 overs, you just got to go wicket to wicket as a spinner, that is. Let's see how Hayley responds to that, how she'll correct. Oi! Gone. Hayley strikes. Aiken Drummond goes. I'm just trying to work out. She take, is it LBW? The wickets, I don't see the bells gone down, so it's gone LBW. And there you go. The big gun spinners come into the attack. Just like I said, this will be the critical phase of the game. This is where you expect West Indies to strike. And Aiken Drummond's, I don't want to say painful innings because that feels a bit disrespectful, but here we go. She corrects. Oh, no, it's not a LBW. It's a nick-off. It's a nick-off. Yeah, it's a nick-off. Shemaine Campbell takes a good catch behind the stumps. And as ever, the queen of West Indies cricket leads from the front. Aiken Drummond goes for 21 off 32 balls. Hayley Matthews is the one to take the first wicket. And West Indies, we're moving now. We're moving. Scotland 48 for 1. Aiken Drummond gone for 21. And who comes? Is it Sarah Bryce Which Bryce has come to the wicket? Was it Catherine Bryce? I don't know which one's come to the wicket right here. Catherine Bryce. So this is key here. Again, for those any of you who joined late, weren't with us from the beginning when I was struggling to even talk. As Osprey says, it's as anyone who watches women's cricket will know for this particular game, it's the Bryce sisters that will be critical here for Scotland. If Scotland want to set a total that they feel that they can even begin to put themselves in some kind of upset situation, that one of the Bryces will have to set pace. Anyways, Hayley Matthews to continue. She struck first. Bryce gets down on half, and in fact, no, not even gets down. Just a very good shot. She paddles that fine. There's no one at fine leg or deep fine leg. 4 runs. Can't bowl too short on this wicket. That's the one thing that I've learned from the first 12 overs. You got to go fuller, and you've got to be disciplined on that 4th, 5th stump line. As long as you do that, I'm not saying you'll take a clump of wickets, but Scotland certainly won't score many runs. I'm surprised. Well, not surprised, but that's clearly the way forward here. Anyways, Hayley in for her 4th ball of the over. She's gone 4, wicket 4. There's the line. There's the line. No room for Bryce. Slight bit of turn, no run. Fuller, 4th, 5th stump line. Let the pitch do the rest. Hayley in again. This time Bryce wants to free her arms, tries to go. I think she was actually trying to go leg side, ends up going down the ground, but Hayley fields off her own bowling. Dot ball. Last ball of this, the first over for Hayley Matthews. 4, wicket 4, dot, dot. Scotland 52 for 1. There's Lime. Drives through the covers. Quick run. And they get the quick single there. I will not comment on Kiana Jones' fielding there. Okay, so there we go, people. So the score after 12 overs, Scotland 53 for 1 after 12. Carter's there, 15 not out from 36. Catherine Bryce has just come to the wicket. She's on 5 from 4. And the dismissed batter was Aitken Drummond, who was bowled Hayley Matthews, caught Shemaine Campbell for 21. So Afi Fletcher will continue for her 2nd over. It's the 13th over of the game. So what should Scotland be looking at from here? 53 for 1 after 12. Scotland should be looking at 250. That's at the top end. If you're like, I'm just assuming that Scotland were just any kind of natural team from here, they'd say, right, 250 minimum from here. 2 full, 2 wide. But just inside the tram lines, Bryce wasn't tempted to go after it. No run. So Afi Fletcher, like I say, is bowling. That's down the leg side. No problems there for Bryce to tuck it to the vacant square leg region. Ravish Singh says that Scotland will be looking at 200 to 230 from here. The thing is, at some point, there will be a clump of wickets. That's the thing. At some point, it will happen. It's just that's just how it goes, right? Oh, well bowled there from Afi. Carter has to defend down the ground. So you have to assume, factoring in for 250 is what I think they'll get if everything goes well. But you have to factor in for the inevitable clump of wickets. So, that one's loses her line there, Afi. And again, it's turned around the corner. But this time there is a fielder. I think it's Zayda James who comes round to deep fine leg. They'll come back for 2. Yeah, so we could end up with 200 to 230 being the kind of par score just because of the inevitable loss of wickets that will come. 2 balls left of Affy Fletcher's over. Carter wants to free her arms. She does. Oh, in fact, it's a very good shot. I thought there was a fielder down there, but there was no one. There was no one at deep mid wicket. And that's 4 runs for Carter. She's moved to 21. I wouldn't say that was loose. I just think it's a good shot from Carter. I think it was the right line. Yeah, okay, a touch too full, but just a good shot there. That one backs her up, turns it round the corner, and again, there's no fielder at backwards square leg or backwards off square. End of the over. What's Scotland on? Is that 60 they've moved to? Scotland going well here. Scotland going well. There's not too much. There was a bit of early movement off the track, but since then, and actually this is the thing we haven't spoken about, there's hot sun out there in Pakistan. You have to assume that whatever is on offer, the track flattens out as the day goes on. So if you're West Indies, you're probably thinking, well, irrespective of what Scotland go on to make, this track is going to get easier to bat on. So Scotland really do have to. It's going well for Scotland, but they're really going to have to set pace here to put West Indies under pressure. 61 for 1, Scotland after 13 overs. Hayley Matthews on for her second over. She went 1 for 9 in that first over. Fielded at point, no run. Right, people. I'm waiting for that. When's the natural drinks break? Is it 15 overs? Let's go get some tissue. Might have to just put myself off the screen in a second. Again, no room given, no run. Fielded at point. Bryce can't free her arms here. Osprey says 200 plus will be fine for me. It's something to compete with. Thailand and Ireland are the big games for Scotland. Qualifications would need. Paddle comes out again. I think she's gone. Yeah. Bryce tried to do that paddle shot to Hayley again, and she tried to be too cute, and all she's done is found Shemaine Campbell behind the stumps. I'm not convinced about that as a shot, but if you believe you've got that in your locker, you've got to try it. But when you get out to something like that, you look like a big dunce. Catherine Bryce has gone. She tried to paddle over the keeper. Hayley Matthews, Queen Hayley, gets her second. You can't keep the Queen out of the game. Hayley Matthews, again, leading from the front. This is what Hayley Matthews does. We need to bring back the game. Turn to Hayley. Whether it's with the bat, whether it's with the ball, Hayley must affect the game. Scotland, 61 for 2. Catherine Bryce, gone. So, just as Scotland were looking nice and comfy, that one's a giveaway. I'm not. Yes, Hayley's taken it, and yes, we got to rise and salute Queen Hayley. But anytime somebody gets out to a shot like that, I'm like, you know what? That's unnecessary. You've given that one away. So that brings Sarah Bryce to the wicket. Scotland 62 for 2. Right. Andrew Campbell says, where can you find it? Go to icc.tv, create an account. Oh, that one. First ball, difficult first ball for Sarah Bryce to negotiate. Turns off the track. Oh, bit of drift, bit of turn. Sarah Bryce did well to just keep that one out. Good field in there. They'll come through for one, but good field in by Chanel Henry at mid-on. The scorecard on the screen is saying 13.5 overs, but maybe they're one short. Maybe they're one short on the screen. End of the 14th over, 63 for 2. Okay, so just trying to work out what's going on with the scorecard here. Matthew Fletcher, again, she's trying to... in a weird way, Fletcher's almost bowling 2 straight here. She's bowling on that middle stump line, whereas I want that 4th stump line. Anyways, Carter tries to drive. Doesn't beat the mid-off fielder. No run. This one gives Carter a bit too much room, and she's able to guide that one out to deep cover. Stefani Taylor fields 1 run. Oh, that's going to go down for 4, actually. No. Oh, it's well fielded, actually. Good footwork there. Is that Hayley Matthews down in the deep? Down at log off. No, wasn't it? Was that, who was that? It wasn't Hayley. Hayley's in the covers. Was it Chanel Henry? Wait, was that a drop? Oh, it's a drop catch, you know. I thought it was a bump ball. I thought it'd been played down into the ground and that Afia just fielded it on the follow through, but it's actually a drop catch. That one digs her back down to make sure stumps don't splatter there. That was a lot went on there, you know. So the previous ball, Carter went for the drive. I thought it was a bump ball and that Fletcher just parried it and then it went down to the boundary. Maybe Cherry Ann Fraser was down there fielding it at long off. But it was actually a drop straight through the hands of Affy Fletcher. And Scotland got 2 runs for it. So I'm just updating the scorecard, people, if you're wondering what I'm doing. A lot's going on. I need to work out how, you know, like those football fan channels, how they get those things where the score just naturally updates on the side. I guess they probably have people working behind the scenes who do stuff for them like that, because I don't know how they do all that stuff. Anyways, I think that was the end of the over. Scotland 66 for 2 after 15 balls. 15 overs, sorry. Darcy Carter, 25 of 43, of 45, in fact. So not 43, 45 balls. Sarah Bryce, 2 from 4. Bart says, Mash, I admire your dedication and passion to cover West Indies cricket. This is the thing, you know. Hayley Matthews back in again. Again, doesn't beat point, no run. This is the thing, Bart. As much as I sometimes run joke and as much as I can be a bit kind of people might feel that I'm not taking it seriously from time to time. The content of what we do, like at the end of the day, oh, that one again, bit of turn, but Bryce is able to actually open the bat. And has that been fielded? They'll have to double check that. Went all the way down to the third woman region, guided down to that region there, but I think they'll have to check that. I don't know if that was 3 or if it was actually stopped just before the boundary rope. Are they checking it, or are they going to say that was 3? Here we go. They're checking it there. I think it might be a Lyra Lane down there. And yeah, it's brilliant fielding. Yeah, well, brilliant. Brilliant. They've saved 1 run there. Yeah, I think they've got to give the benefit of the doubt to the fielder there. Saved 1. Got them get 3. Yes, but as I was saying, the one thing that people can never hold against us on Caribbean Cricket Podcast is that we care. It's not just content and joke for joke's sake or content's sake. This is actually caring about West Indies cricket at the end of the day. So I know sometimes some of the players and some of the kind of stakeholders aren't happy with some of the things that I might draw attention to or draw light to, but when West Indies women come to England to play their tour games there, I'll be there. Like you can never question. Oh, nearly chops onto her stumps. Darcy Carter. I think she got caught in 2 minds there. She saw the width. I think she was probably thinking about a different kind of shot, whether to cut past point, whether to drive down the ground. In the end, she's caught between a rock and a hard place and nearly chops onto her stumps. This one cramps Darcy up again, tucks it to the onside, but fielded by Shemaine Campbell. No run, final ball of the over coming up. Yeah, so what was I saying there? So yeah, when the West Indies women come over to England, when West Indies men come over to Ireland, last year West Indies Academy came over to Ireland. I flew out there. I went to Ireland in 1 day, watched the game, flew back in the evening. Oh, this one leading edge gone. Queen Hayley, a 3rd wicket. Maybe that ball 2 balls ago where Darcy Carter got caught in 2 minds made her get discombobulated. But this one, again, I don't know if Darcy was trying to go leg side, but she catches the toe end leading edge of the bat and it just pops up. I think she's trying to drive actually down the ground and it just pops up and it's comfortably fielded at point. Hayley Matthews has her 3rd. And all of a sudden, remember what we said? Clump of wickets is bound to come. Clump of wickets bound to come there. Hayley Matthews gets her 3rd. Darcy Carter has to go for 25, I think, from, 46, 49 balls. Scotland in a bit of a pickle here. Right, so they're on the drinks break, which will give me a chance to go and just freshen up ever so slightly. Let me just get my... Let me just go and get my sugar. Okay, people, 1 second. I'm just going to come off the screen for a sec. Just need to sort out a couple of things. Osprey says, now the possession of wickets will come. Well, we shall see. Just need to work out what Sarah Bryce is on right now before I leave the screen. They're having a drinks break at the moment, if you're wondering why I'm not focusing on the cricket. Sorry, people, just still waiting. What the hell's going on? Why is this not working? There we go. My internet's playing up here. So Sarah Bryce is on 5 from 6. So Darcy Carter, sorry, went for 25 from 48 balls. Hayley Matthews, all right, let me just do my little edits here. So Hayley Matthews is 3, has taken 3 for 14 from her 3 overs. And Sarah Bryce, right, so there's the update, people. That should be, internet's moving slow for me right now. Let me try juice up my internet in the meantime. Right, people, I'm just going to come off the screen for a second. That's the score so far. I'll be back with you very, very soon. Actually, let me let people know. Right, okay. Yes, people, I'm back. So we are into the 17th over. We've just come back from the drinks break, and Afi Fletcher is still in the attack. This is a 4th over. She's gone none for 14 so far. Scotland 71 for 3. And Sarah Bryce is able to guide that past point for 1, 2. In fact, she should come out. Yeah, she come out for 2. Scotland moved to 73 for 3. So I'm just wondering here. Affy's not really caused any trouble. Bryce drives down the ground, fielded at mid-off. That brings the end to the 17th over. Scotland 73 for 3 after 17. Just wonder if they'll replace Affy with Karishma. Obviously, Hayley's going to bowl her 4th over, but there may be a feeling that Karishma should come on here. Hayley's had success. Karishma obviously off spinner as well. Maybe they should go off spin from both ends. Anyways, Hayley Matthews to continue. She's got 3 for 14. Oh, very wide. Very wide. And Lister reached for it and nearly chops on back to her stumps. She's able to scamper through for the quick single. She moves to 2. Catherine Bryce is on 7 from 8. It's Catherine Bryce, Sarah Bryce, I should say. That one, gets aerial, but it's over the covers. There's no one on the deep cover, deep point boundary. And that's 4 runs for Sarah Bryce. She moves into double figures, 11. She's on 11 from 9. Turned into the leg side. Beats the mid-wicket fielder. Bryce comes back for, or does she only come for 1? Just 1 run for Sarah Bryce. Did they not take a run there? Don't know if the scoreboard... No, the scoreboard's just taking a while to update. Oh, God. Oh, my. Wait. What on earth? Hayley gives that one a bit of loop. Who's dropped it? Ramarak. I've just seen the most ridiculous drop. Oh, yeah, and that one, the follow-up straight through her. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Matthews got the outside edge. It literally went straight, I think it's Lister, literally went straight to Ramarak, who caught it, but parried it up in the air. She had 2 chances at that. She caught it, parried it up in the air, and then lost flight of it, drop. She had 2. I think she had a chance to take that on the second attempt as well. Yes, it came to her quickly, but that should have been taken as a drop catch. It's a dolly drop catch at slip. Scotland should be 78 for 4. They're not. Lister gets away with it. She's 2 from 9. And Scotland are 79 for 3 at the end of the 18th over. Was it Bryce? Osprey says it was Bryce. I think it was Lister, at the wicket. I don't think was it. I thought it was Lister who was at the wicket, But anyways, whatever. Either way, we move. Affy Fletcher continues. I thought they might change Affy and bring on Ramarak, but they don't. Affy continues, and that's a dot ball, just guided down or played down to mid-on, no run. In fairness, Affy did drop a caught and bowled off her own bowling. That goes leg side, fielded at mid-on, no run. George Cross says, where can you watch it live? ICC.tv, leg side. And Lister's able to rock on that one. That was actually a gimme delivery. And the fact she could only get one off it kind of says where Scotland are at right now. That should have been slapped away to the boundary. Instead, despite having the room and chance to free her arms, she just guides it down to deep backwards square. Oh, this one straighter catches the inside portion of the bat again down to deep backward square. Zayda James is there, 1 run. Last ball of the 19th over, Afi Fletcher. Oh, forward defends Lister. End of the over. Scotland 82 for 3 after 19. West Indies well on top here. They'll feel very, very happy and comfortable with their position. Sarah Bryce is going to have to do what Catherine Bryce didn't do, which is bat very long and at least give Scotland something to bowl to. But it depends. You would have to assume it depends on Sarah Bryce batting long here. Lister is having the same problems that Aitken Drummond and Darcy Carter had up front, which is dotting up too many balls. So Hayley Matthews continues for the 20th. Hayley Matthews continues for the 20th over, fifth on the trot. And that first one beats the wafting bat of Sarah Bryce outside the off stump. No run. This one a bit straighter. Bryce is on the drive, fielded by Kiana Joseph for cover. No run. Hayley in again. This one smashed through the covers, but there is protection on the cover boundary. 1 run. Scotland 83 for 3. 3 balls left of the 20th over. If you haven't already, people, like the feed, share, subscribe, all of that. Oh, down the ground. Down the ground. There is no one there, and that's 4 runs for Lister. Hayley gave her a bit of room, gave Lister a chance to free her arms down the ground. And in fairness, once it got past Hayley, she was never in any problems. That looked like it was the go-to shot for Lister there. Far more comfortable driving down the ground than going off or leg side. And this time backs it up actually with a very good shot through the covers. Zayda James came off the cover boundary into extra protection in the inner circle and is beaten. 2 more runs. Last ball of the 20th over, Scotland 89 for 3. 7 off this one. And that one is defended. End of the over. Just updating the scorecard, people. So, after 20 overs, Scotland 89 for 3. Sarah Bryce is 15 from 15. Elisa Lister is 9 from 16. And Hayley Matthews has all 3 wickets. If you missed it earlier on, Aitken Drummond. So who's bowling? So I think Afi Fletcher's continued for a 6th over. Yep. So Aitken Drummond bowled Hayley Matthews, caught Shemaine Campbell, nicked off outside edge. Who went next? Catherine Bryce went next, bowled Hayley Matthews. She went on like a paddle sweep shot, caught Shemaine Campbell. And then most recently, Darcy Carter, when bowled Hayley Matthews, caught. Did Aaliyah Elaine catch it? Can't remember who caught it at point, but Carter went for a swipe, caught the leading edge, popped up to point, and that was the third wicket to fall. That one's down the leg side, should be helped around the corner. There should be nobody fine. Yep, 4 runs. It's a giveaway there by Affy Fletcher, and all Lister had to do was use the bat to turn it around the corner. She moves into double figures. Not being impressed with Affy today. I don't think Affy's asked enough questions of the batters at all. I said about 2 overs ago, I said that they should take Affy out of the attack, bring on Krishma Ramarak. They haven't done so yet. This might be Affy's last over. And again, through the covers from Lister, and then it's back-to-back fours. Back-to-back fours. It's short. Lister frees her arms and is able to drive through the covers for 4. Not happy with what Affy's doing here. Haven't been happy for the last 2 overs. Scotland, good for them, though. This one, gone. Dropped. Make that 3 drops for the West Indies. Make that 3 drops. At least 2 of them should have been taken. Return catch to Affy Fletcher. Had it in her hands. Dropped it. And that brings an end to an eventful over. 10 off it and a drop catch, which should have been taken. And Affy's now dropped 2 off her own bowling. She bowls 6 overs, none for 29. Sorry, that's just not good enough. I'm sorry, it's not good enough. You got to take that. Ramarak should have taken the one that slipped off Lister. Lister's had 2 lives now. Ramarak should have taken her at slip, and now Fletcher should have taken her off her own bowling. Both times the ball has been in the hands of the fielders, and both times it's popped out and dropped. And in the big matches, those things will come back to haunt you. It's likely West Indies get away with it in this particular game, but that's just not. It's not good enough. Hayley Matthews continues for her 6th over, 22nd over of the match. Turned round into the leg side 1 run. $100 is up. Round the wicket, Hayley Matthews, and this one's helped to. Oh, that might be out. That might be out. They've gone for a quick single. Shemaine Campbell thinks it's out. So Chanel Henry. So Hayley Matthews, let's start again. Hayley Matthews went round the wicket. Sarah Bryce, I think Sarah Bryce was on strike. I think it's. Oh, I need to. Hold on. I need to see that back again. I think she's gone. Not just gone, she's well gone. And that's gone. So West Indies do not rue the drop catches. Who is it? Is it Sarah Bryce? Or is it Lister? Who's been run out there? From the ridiculous to the sublime. Chanel Henry with the direct throw. And it's Lister who's gone. I'm still waiting to get confirmation as to who's been run out here. I think it might be Lister who's been. I think it's Lister who's been run out. Anyways, the previous over, Afi Fletcher put down an absolute dolly off her own over. The over before that, Karishma Ramarat put down an absolute dolly off Hayley Matthews bowling. And now, inexplicably, after West Indies shocking fielding in back-to-back overs, I think Bryce went for the quick single and Lister was not able to get to her end in time. Chanel Henry with the bullet throw. With the bullet throw from mid-on. Lister's got a go after being put down twice. Scotland 100 for 4. Yeah, Osprey confirms there. Lister's the one to go. It was a direct hit. Very good throw from Henry. Yep, brilliant fielding from Chanel Henry. Scotland 100 for 4. Every time Scotland have looked like, yeah, okay, this is good here. They're setting a foundation. A wicket falls, and I guess that's the difference between the best. Sorry, I don't want to say the best because that means West Indies is the best, but I think that's the difference between. In fact, I'll get to that point in a minute. Hayley Matthews to first ball. Bryce tries to paddle sweep it, nearly paddles it onto her stumps. Machel is the new batter. Yeah, so Atushk says anything above 180 will be very hard for West Indies to chase. Okay. Brings out the sweep here, powerful, but there is Kerry-Ann Fraser is down there at deep square leg, 1 run. Yeah, so Osprey has said the point I was about to make. What I've always found, and I think this is in the women's and the men's game, if the associates drop their levels by 5%, they lose regardless. The generally speaking, for associates to beat full members, associates have to play at 100%, and the full members just have to drop it by a couple, and the full members will lose, right? So that I'm not trying to say that there's a huge disparity between associates and full members. The disparity that I have noticed is that associates can't afford to drop their levels, because if both teams drop their levels, full members will win. But if associates play their top level game, they can beat full member nations. Scotland will look back at the 4 wickets they've lost and they'll say, right, the run out is a giveaway. Catherine Bryce's wicket, the paddle to Shemaine Campbell is a giveaway. There's been 2 drop catches from the West Indies in amongst all that. You can't afford, when you're an associate team, you can't afford the giveaways. Ricardo, you go to icc.tv, create an account if you don't have one, and it's live there. Big up Errol, Master Errol, has just woken up from his slumber. Morning to Master Errol. Right, so Scotland at the end of the 22nd over are 101 for 4. If, like Master Errol, you've just woken up, what you need to know is that Hayley Matthews has led from the front. She's taken 3 wickets. We've just had a run out. Every time Scotland have looked like they're doing something, they've lost a wicket. In terms of the pitch, the one critique I'd have of Scotland in terms of how they've gone about their business today, I don't think that they have rotated strike well. That one's helped on the bounce to I don't know who that is down on the deep square leg boundary, but either way, Alira Lane, who is that? Is that Cherry-Ann Fraser? Who is that? Or is that Shabika? Oh, that's what I didn't know. It's Mandy Mangru who's out as a subfielder. Right. Anyways, Alira Lane replaces Afi Fletcher, which is the right call. Afi admittedly just put one down off her own bowling in her previous over, but she's been ordinary today. Alira comes on for her pace. Again, bad line. Helped leg side and should get 4. Yep. Helped fine to the deep backward square region from Sarah Brace. Alira Lane's line has been poor in these first 2 balls. Just got to get your line right. Anyone who's bowled that leg side line today has been punished. The Scottish batters have looked really uncomfortable with the 4th, 5th stump line. That line there, that's the line. That corridor of uncertainty on the 4th, 5th stump is where Scotland have not looked like they've got the array of shots to take advantage of that line. Better from a lane. 100. We've just hit 100 people in the live. Pick up anybody who's woken up from 5:30 in the morning UK time or stayed awake in the Caribbean. Bit fuller, straighter, no run. Filled in the covers by Hayley. Scotland 106 for 4 at the moment. I think Scotland is still targeting from here. With the inevitable wickets that will come, they're probably looking at somewhere between, if Sarah Bryce can bat deep, they'll say 200 plus. If she can't, 180 is probably the top end of what Scotland can do. Straighter, fuller, no run. Right, Osprey says it's a comparative match experience between full members and associates, which really makes a difference. This is only Scotland's 18th ODI game ever. West Indies have played 24 in the last 3 years. Yeah, good point. Good point. That says a lot about the growth of the women's game in general as well. Aaliyah. Just slightly leg side, and it's turned to Kiana Joseph, who's fielding at mid-wicket. 1 run. End of the over. Didn't even realise. 6 off that over. Sarah Bryce, she's going well. 21 from 24. She's about to become the top scorer if she can pass Darcy Carter's 25. And Machel has just come in. She is 2 from 3. So is Hayley continuing? Right, so Hayley's been replaced. So Hayley Matthews bowled 6 overs. Hayley bowled 6 overs, 3 for 30. She has been replaced by Karishma Ramarak. So I thought Ramarak might replace Afi Fletcher. Instead, they've gone for a double change. So Aliyah Elaine replaced Afi Fletcher. Ramarak has replaced Hayley Matthews. First one drifts onto the leg side, turned, fielded by Stefani Taylor. They'll come back for 1. So Ramarak. Bryce McCall, sorry, down on one knee, paddles that fine. Back with a square for 1. George Stennard, or Stennard George, sorry, says, nearly pops it up. Or does pop it up, but not far enough for any fielder to come around and catch that. Dottin, wasn't selected for the World Cup. She was injured, so wasn't able to. Sorry, World Cup qualifiers, so she wasn't able to travel. Fourth ball of the over. Again, tucks it onside. Quick single, 1 run. So first 4 balls of Karishma Ramarak's first over, 1-1.1. I actually have to go to work, you know. I got up at 5. So anyone who's just joined us, I got up at 5:30 for this. Tries to swipe that through the mid-wicket region, Machel. But Mandy Mangru is fielding at mid-wicket. No run. 1 ball left of Krishna Ramrak's first over, the 24th over of the match. Scotland 110 for 4. Down the wicket by Machel. Catches the inner portion of the bat. And again, cannot beat square leg. No run. No run. That's the end of the first over. Scotland 110 for 4 after 24 overs. Ricardo George says he's just finished a 12-hour shift at 6 in the morning. He's got a half-hour drive from work and he's listening in to the feeds to hear how West Indies women are going on. Big up Ricardo, people. 12-hour shift, you know. Ricardo putting in that real West Indies dedication work. He said, yeah. He said, yeah, let me listen whilst I drive home. Big up Ricardo. Yeah, so Scotland women 110 for 4 at the end of the 24th over. Leah Lane continues. First one tucked leg side to fine leg, 1 run. Scotland 1-1. 1-1-1 Nelson for 4. McCall is on 3 from 6. Sarah Bryce is 24 from 26. So McCall is on strike. Alira Lane in 2. McCall gets out the paddle. 1 bounce, 4 goes over the keeper. There's no one there, almost at backstop. I call it the paddle. Commentators call it the ramp. Either way, it's gone high. It's gone fine. There's no one there. Yeah, safe shot, all things told. I think Zayda's positioned at backward square leg. She's not really at a fine leg position. If I'm a bowler and somebody pulls out that ramp paddle on me, I'm vexed, you know. I think the ramp paddle shot is the most disrespectful shot a batter can pull out on you. Let's see how Aliyah Lane follows up. She should be vexed after that. Pull out the Yorker, full straight. Nope. 5th stump line. Through the covers, fielded, 1. Elaine in again, pulls out the Yorker, leg side Yorker, leg stump Yorker, and Bryce is able to dig it out to deep backward square, 1 run. Atu says, how many overs of spin left in this innings? Well, Afi bowled 6, Hayley bowled 6, Karishma's bowled 1, Zayda James bowled, I think, 3 or 4. 3, I think, up top. So plenty of overs left to go if they want to. Mark, West Indies have not batted yet. This is the first innings of the game. Oh, outside the off stump. And Bryce wafts at nothing but air there. Dot ball. So far, this Aliyah Lane spell, again, similar to the first over. Sorry, this over, not spell. She's let the 4 go. But other than that, she's been quite tight. 1-4-1-1 dot. Live says you look like you need a cuppa. Trust me, I need one. I've been talking since 5:30 in the morning. Off stump line through the covers. Great shot. 4 runs. Driven straight through the covers by McCall. Dissects cover and extra cover. 4 runs. Yep, so another expensive over here against Aliyah Lane. That's a good shot by McCall. Good shot from Machel. She brought out the paddle ramp off the second ball of the over, and she ends the over with another 4. Good going there. Good going there. Elaine struggling to find consistent line. Scotland moved to 121 for 4. We're at the halfway point of the innings. I forgot how long ODIs are, you know. First ball for Ramarak, turn around the corner for 1. So Machel, Megan Machel, moves to 12 from 10. And Sarah Bryce is on 25 from 29. Thing is, this is the thing. Every time Scotland have looked like, okay, they're going on good, they lose a wicket. So right now, Scotland are playing some good cricket. I think McCall's come out and put some pressure back on the West Indies. But this at every point in the match, when this has happened, they've given one away. This one down the track from Machel. Again, she's come out with an aggressive intent. The ball stuck in the wicket. No spin, no turn. Advances down. There's no one down there. Straight back over Ramarak. 4 runs. Got to go fuller. Can't go that short. Every time the bowlers have gone too short on this wicket, if the batters have got the power, they've been able to deal with it, whether offside, leg side, down the ground. Got to go fuller. Scotland 126 for 4. How will Ramarak respond? Does go a bit fuller. And Machel turns that into the onside for 1 run. This is good from Machel. Machel's in no time at all has moved to 17 from 13 balls. Again, so we're back at the stage of, and again Ramarak. Bryce has to be defensive there. No run. 1 ball left of this, the second over. Ramarak none for 9. Scotland 127 for 4. This one, Bryce backs away. They come through for the quick single and they will get it. A better throw. Might have had Machel in trouble. Either way, doesn't matter. So I would be tempted. I know they've just brought on Alira Lane. I would be tempted to go back to Zayda James' left arm angle, you know. We've got 2 right-handers at the wicket. I think both of them prefer pace on. The pacers, apart from Chanel Henry, the pacers haven't been too disciplined with their line and lengths. So I think about going Zayda James, left arm angle to the right-handers. Someone get the message through to Hayley. Anyways, after 26 overs, should have got that wrong. After 26 overs, Scotland are 128 for 4. Sarah Bryce is on 27 from 32. And anyways, Alira Lane is bowling. And Bryce pushes that into the covers for 1. So Bryce, 27 from 32. Machel, 17 from 13. 128 for 4. I think at this moment in time, Scotland should again. Osprey said it ages ago. Osprey said it ages ago that 200 to 230 is what he would be looking at from a Scottish perspective. I still think the West Indies can bowl them out for under that because I'd still assume that a clump of wickets will come again. But Bryce and Machel going on good here. This one down the ground from, oh, no, not down the ground. Lost it in the camera angle. It's just fielded actually at mid-off. No run. Right, Akesh with the super chat, thank you, says, why isn't any West Indian bowler replicating the Rhine? Well, Depends what you mean by that. Do you mean replicating so much as hiding the ball behind his back? Do you mean replicating so much as having a suspect action? I have to go a bit further on this question here. This one, McCall tries to swipe across the line onto the leg side, but actually, I think there may be pace off from a lane there because she doesn't connect. No run. Yeah, McCall's got to be careful here because obviously she's come out to be aggressive and try put pressure back on the West Indian bowlers, but she can't lose her head here. Still got to respect each ball on its merit. Can't just be swinging the bat for swinging the bat's sake. Elaine into McCall. Swipes through the covers. There is protection out there on the deep cover boundary. Stefani Taylor, 1 run. Yeah, so Akash, back to you on the Ryan question. I think every West Indian bowler in the region, male or female, would be reluctant to try and copy Narayan's action because by default, people would then question your action almost immediately if you are mirroring it off Sunil Narayan. Bit fuller there from Alira Lane. Goes backward of point, finds the gap. 4 runs. Sarah Bryce moves on to 30. Yeah, it's a good shot there from Bryce. She moves into the 30s. Got to get a lane off. I'm sorry. Final ball of the over. No ball. Boy. Yeah, this is poor from Elaine. She's bowled naught for to see what I mean. First free hit of the innings. Elaine's lost her head. The free hit ball is actually trash as well, and should have been put away from Bryce there. Bowls a leg stump pie, but Bryce can only help it to the square leg fielder, deep square leg fielder, and only gets 1 for it. But either way, Scotland, good old for Scotland. They're on 136 for 4 from 27 overs. Sarah Bryce is on 33 from 36, and Megan McCall is on 18 from 16. Good passage of play for Scotland. I'm going to say it again, get the message to Hayley, bring on Zayda James. Got to bring on the left arm spinner. I think Zayda bowled 3 up top. Elaine has been all over the place. In fairness, Cherry Ann Fraser was all over the place when she bowled her allocation, when she bowled her first spell earlier on as well. So I'd get pace off. Zayda James bowled 3 overs up top in the power play, none for 4. You've got 2 right-handers at the wicket. It's a no-brainer. She's got to come on. She's got to come on. So, yeah, that's enough of Elaine. I expect a change after this Karishma Ramrak over, and I expect Zayda James to come back on. Osprey says, where is it? Sorry. Osprey says, it's not working. Reverse sweep there, 4 runs. No one's out there at third man. Yeah, Scotland going on real well here. 1 for 1 for 4. Yeah, West Indies have lost the plot a bit here. Lost a lot of control. Since Alira Lane came on, just this passage of play, they've lost control. I need to look at the... Let me look at the over spell. Just to let me put this in perspective for people. So in the last, to put this in perspective, people, in the last 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 second. The last 5 overs, Scotland have scored 30 runs. Yep, they scored 30 runs in the last 5 overs. So kind of gives you a bit of an indication as to how Scotland have put the pressure back on. This one down the ground from Machel doesn't quite get to the pitch of the ball, but Mandy Bangor is not able to field it, and they'll come back for 2. Again, oh, hold on. She's hit the stumps, though. I think Machel's back in time, but I would imagine the umpire might check this. Shemaine Campbell wasn't confident with her how's that shout, but I think they have to check just because it was a direct hit. So essentially, Machel shoveled that onto the onside. Mandy Bangor kind of dived over it, but in the follow back, oh, hold on, she might be out. Hold on, we need to see the other angle because it was a direct hit. They had to go up and look at it. They need to zoom in on that. You can't tell. Benefit of the doubt would have to go to the batter. But on the... Nah, she's in. Oh, wait. When does the bells come off, though? I think she's in, but it's much closer than people thought. When does the bell come off? It's hard to tell. The reflection of the glove makes it hard to tell when the bell is off. If they're basing it off that angle, I don't even know how they're telling, because I can't see where the stumps start. I can't see where the bails stop and start because of the keeper's gloves. She may just be on the line, but if they don't zoom in, this is like Spectrum, ZX Spectrum graphics. How are you supposed to tell from that? Like, you can't tell from this angle either because the wicketkeeper's blocking the stump. So how are you supposed to... They've got to give it not out because the angle... So basically, people, it could be out, but the graphics and angles are so bad that you could never give it out. No zoom in, nothing. That's ridiculous. If that's the only camera angles they're giving you and there's no zoom in on it, then anyways, good throw. Megan McCall gets away with it. Well, I say gets away with it. She's still there. Don't know if it's a getaway because I don't know if it was in. Don't know if it was out. Ramrak to continue. This one again through the mid-wicket region. McCall will come back for 1. Again, another good over for Scotland here. 8 off it with 1 ball to go. Really good spell of batting here. Really good period of batting here for the Scottish. McCall has come out, showed aggressive intent, which has allowed Sarah Bryce to just play her natural game. Scotland, before you know it, are going to get to 150. And again, tucked. Dabbed, not even tucked. Dabbed to backward point for 1. And that's the end of the over. 9 off it. West Indies need a wicket. Simple as that. Like I say, so after all that kind of dropped scrutiny and all of that, run out scrutiny, etc., let's get back to the main thing, which is Alira Lane needs to come off. So let's see if they make the change. I think it's got to be Zayda James. Let us see. Surely they're not going to let Alira blow on another over. Surely not. Has to be Zayda. Has to be. Right, let's see. And it looks, yep, it is Zayda James. There you go. I think they should have made this earlier than they have, but whatever, they've done it now. Zayda James comes in. She bowled initially in the power play. First ball is parried by the short mid wicket fielder, and long on comes into field. That 1 run. Now, Zayda bowled in the power play for up top. If you weren't awake, then well, 3 overs on the bounce in the power play, none for 4. With the 2 right-handers batting really well, they've brought on the left arm angle. So Zayda into Machel. Machel again just kind of just paddles that round the corner. Fine, 1 run. I think I'm going to be on for only half an hour more, people. Then I'm going to get ready. I've got to go into I'm going into school today to do a revision class on conservatism. So there you go. James in to Bryce. Backs. Oh, that's a great shot. It was too short, and Bryce just on the back foot just slaps that through mid wicket for 4. Can't drop it short on this track. You can't go too full on this track, and you can't go too short on this track. You've got to go in that in-between length. That's when Scotland have struggled the most. This one again, Bryce, back foot, smash, 1 bounce, 4. Same area again. And let's look back at that delivery. Did she drop it short again? And in a blink of an eye, Sarah Bryce has moved to 44. 1144. Scotland are on the charge. Follow-up ball. This time bowls it on a kind of 5th stump line. And Bryce helps that through the covers for 1. So expensive comeback from Zayda James. I said she has to come back, but she's dropped 2 short and got the treatment. Scotland 156 for 4. This one better length. Better length. And McCall can't do anything with it. End of the over. 9 off it. No, sorry, not 9 off it. 11 off it. Scotland 156 for 4. So Scotland 156 for 4 after 29 overs. Sarah Bryce going great guns here. She's 45 from 42. Her and Catherine were always seen as the danger if they could get going. Catherine didn't. She gave her wicket away. But Sarah, with the support of Megan McCall, who's come out and played an aggressive counter-attack in hand, have really put some pressure back on the West Indies. I don't think West Indies should panic too much. I still think they've got to believe that if they take 1 wicket, they probably take a second, they probably take a third, which will obviously slow down the Scots. But Scotland certainly from here, Scotland should be looking at 250. I'm not saying they'll get it, but that's what they should be looking at as a kind of minimum. Osprey says the partnership is now 56 of 46 balls. West Indies need to refocus and take back control. Yeah, 100%, which is why Hayley Matthews has just come on. So they've made a change at the other end. Hayley Matthews on for her 7th over and immediately induces the edge. But there's no slip there. It's just Shemaine Campbell, the wicketkeeper. And because there's no slip, Bryce collects 4 runs. She moves to 49. Who has Hayley just replaced? Ramarak. So Hayley's come back on. She's replaced Ramarak. The mere fact that Hayley's come on is because she's basically said, right, we need to get control of this game. We're losing control of it, so let me bring myself on. All else fails, bring myself on. So Slip comes on now, or Slip comes back in, having juiced the edge off Bryce. Has the horse bolted, though? Again, catches the outer portion of the bat. No genuine edge this time, but but does go to that slip region along the ground. How's the other game going on? Can someone tell me what's going on in the Pakistan Island game? I just remembered that those two are playing as well. Hayley into Bryce. Bryce chops, runs through for 1, and that'll bring her 50. Awful. Hold on, could be around the. Oh, awful fielding at point. And then McCall was looking for the second. A better throw might have been an issue there, but okay. So in the other game, Ireland are 111 for 2 in the 30th over. So anyway, Sarah Bryce has reached her 50. Hayley. So Megan McCall is now on strike. Wide. Megan McCall fetches that, but Cherry Ann Fraser well fielded there at deep mid wicket, 1 run. Well negotiated there by Bryce. Again, chops it down into the deep mid-wicket region. 1 run. Right, so how many balls are left of this over? I think it might be 1 or 2. Oh, dragged down from Hayley. Should have been given the treatment. Gets away with it, though. McCall should have slapped that away for 4. But she can only find deep square leg and only gets 1. So 8 off that over. That genuine edge off the first ball, the only real shot of anger. Or of worth, I should say, in that particular over. Scotland moved to 164 for 4 after 30. Sarah Bryce is on 51 from 46. Megan McCall is 28 from 24. Scotland going on great guns here. Basically, since pretty much the 23rd, 24th over, Scotland have been dominating this passage of play. Now, who can... Oh, so they brought back Zayda James for 1. They've now replaced her. They've replaced her with Karishma Ramrak at that end. So Ramrak and Hayley bowling in tandem. Brings out the reverse sweep. McCall. And there is no one at third man. There's no one at third man. There's one short, but there's no one down there. West Indies struggling out here. Good shot from McCall. West Indies losing their heads here. Sorry, so it's not Ireland who are 1 for 2. Sorry, it's Pakistan who are 111 for 2 after 30 overs. Hayley's really got to think outside the box here because McCall and Bryce are making West Indies fielders scatter all over the place. So Ramrat, in response to the reverse sweep, will now go round the wicket to McCall. McCall drives that down the ground to long on, 1 run. Stenard George says, is the pitch getting better for batting, or is this just good batting from Scotland? So I said early doors, I think this pitch will flatten out under the sun as the day goes on, but Scotland are batting well. Defended there by McCall. So Joel Manning just says on comms that Scotland have scored 75 runs in the last 10 over block from overs number 20 to 30. That one's turned fine. They scamper through for 1. This one's defended, no run. Final ball of the over, Scotland 170. Down the ground, check shot from Machel, no run. Scotland going on great here. 174 from 170 for 4 from 31 overs. Now we have to reassess here because I said about 20 overs in, Scotland should be looking at 250. From this position, Scotland should be looking at more than 250. The only reason Scotland wouldn't make 250 plus on this wicket is the danger that if they lose one, they'll lose a clump of wickets at the same time, which is what West Indies should also be banking on. But the reality is, if you are 170 for 4 from 31 overs, you should be looking at 280 from here. But obviously, let's just play it over by over and see. Leading edge there, Hayley Matthews, who's also gone over the wicket, no run. I think there's about 3 more overs left before I call this live off. Luckily, I've just lost the feed. Fantastic. So, it's back. Matthews in again, smashed through the covers. There should be protection out there. And there is 1 run. Atush says, do you like the field placement, Smash? Or can you think of any changes? Well, it's got to a stage. It's got to a stage where I'm thinking about it's got to a stage where I'm thinking, at what point do West Indies get a bit more defensive with their? I mean, there's no slips in at the moment. So I'm just thinking, at what point do they get a bit more defensive with their fielding and maybe put a few more out on the boundary, particularly because the Scottish batters have been bringing out the reverse sweeps, paddles, etc. This one goes for it in the air, bounce and 1, fall short of Stefani Taylor, who is at deep backward square. Mike, the link for the feed, go to icc.tv, create an account. Through the covers from Bryce, 1 run. Much tighter over here from Hayley Matthews. Interesting that the one before this, Karishma Ramarak, went round the wicket. Went over the wicket, sorry. Oh, sorry, went round the wicket. Hayley's also gone round the wicket as well. Down the... Oh, is that parried? Is that a drop? Was that a drop there? Yep, it's a drop. It's a drop. Machel goes for the big shot, catches the inner splice of the back, and it's a difficult chance. It's a goalkeeper dive at mid-wicket. It's a goalkeeper dive at mid-wicket and parried down into the ground. It would have had to have been a fantastic catch to take that one. But we'll count it as a drop, but that's an actual difficult chance. Oh, and then this one, Bryce can't negotiate it. And that's the end of the over. In the grand scheme of things, that's a good over. Only 4 runs off it. A good over from Hayley Matthews, but Hayley's only got 2 overs. Wait, no, she's only got... How many she got left? Hayley's only got 2 overs left. She needs somebody to offer the same level of control that she's been showing. So at the end of the 32nd over, Scotland 174 for 4. Sarah Bryce is on 54, not out from 52. Megan McCall 35, not out from 30. So 174 for 4. By the time we get to the 40th over, Scotland should be thinking that they, let's see, based on how they've been doing, should be thinking of at least another 40 runs from here before we get into the final 10. So Scotland should be aiming for at least to be 220 going into the final 10 overs. Then from there, like I say, if they're a good team, they should be aiming for 280 from here. If I'm West Indies, I'm still thinking at this stage, even at 174 for 4, I'm still thinking if we just get 1 out, we probably get another 3 out. But that's got to happen first. Right now, it's clear advantage Scotland at this particular stage. Super chat from Mike Legend. He says, keep grinding, Mash. I'm grinding, Mike. I'm really grinding out here. I'm tired, man. I've been up for 2 hours and 11 minutes. Doing the Joey Styles solo comms on this. But I've got to go to work soon. My revision class starts at 10 o'clock. So just looking at the time. Yeah, I need to get out of here soon, people. When it gets to 8 o'clock, people, I'm going to have to get out of here. So 15 minutes left of this live, people, before I've got to actually start moving and going to work. For some reason in my head, I was like, oh, yeah, I'll do a live watch along from 5:30 and the first innings will be over by the time I have to go to work. But that is not the case at all. We still got 18 overs to go. Let me update the X account. What's the run rate, actually? I need to look. The run rate is 5.43. Last 5 overs, Scotland have scored 38 runs, run rate of 7.6. No one is offering Hayley Matthews any control at the moment. I guess Ramarak's going at 6s, which in the grand scheme of things, she may need to go. Thing is, Aaliyah Lane offered no control. Affy, who I was criticising, in hindsight, 6 overs, none for 29. Maybe that was a modicum of control. It's hard for Hayley here because there must be a temptation in her head to go back to Chanel Henry to bowl some pace at some point. But I don't think she will want to go to pace whilst these two are in. I feel like she's possibly thinking that she needs to break this partnership first. And she probably feels that spin is the way to break this partnership. And then she can go back to pace, but we shall see. Ramarak will continue. She's gone 4 overs, number 25 so far. Right, so Ramarak to McCall just had a drinks break, a lengthy drinks break. They're still over the wicket. Full, down the wicket. McCall advances, but there's now 2. There's now 2 out in the deep at deep mid-wicket, deep square leg. And they push for 2, got 2. So Osprey says Scotland have never scored more than 211 in an ODI before. This is new territory. I hear that. But then that also tells me beats the dive-in mid-wicket fielder, 1 run. That also tells me how flat this track might be. So as much as, for those who've been watching since the beginning, there was There was some early swing and seam movement when Chanel Henry was bowling, but generally speaking, the ball since about over number 6, 7, the ball hasn't really done much off the track. Again, if you've been watching from the beginning, I'd be interested to see what people's comments are on that. But the ball stopped doing anything, I reckon, from about the 7th or 8th over. So if I'm they've gone up for an LBW, no way is that going to be out, surely. She's gone over for a start. She's bowling around the wicket. So you're going to have to go some to even get the umpire to be interested. Not pitching in line, no way. So because it's been flat, because the ball's not really spinning, turning, it's not moving off the seam for the pacers, there is that part of me, Tuckton's leg side one, there is that part of me which is like, this looks pretty flat, actually. I don't know about the Scotland women's bowling. For all I know, it could be top tier. But I've not seen much. So right. So Osprey says Hayley was getting some turn early on. Yeah, early on. But since then, I think it's, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, Osprey. No one else has got any kind of turn. And Karishma Ramarak and Afi Fletcher are people who do get turn. So I don't think there's that much on offer. Maybe I'm clutching at straws, but I'm not convinced. There was only 5 off that over, so a modicum of control coming back here. I don't think there's that much out there, Osprey. I really don't. I think if Scotland respectfully are 179 for 4 off 33 overs, control or lack of control notwithstanding, you have to assume that this pitch isn't saying a whole lot. But we shall see. Takes 2 to tango. All Scotland can do is put scoreboard pressure up, and it's how will West Indies respond to that scoreboard pressure. Anyways, end of that over, 5 off it. Scotland 179 for 4 after 33. Hayley to bowl her 9th over, so she's going to bowl out in this spell here. I think because she desperately wants to get a wicket. She trusts herself to get it. Hayley over wicket, down the track from Machel, and 1-2 bounce. There's somebody on Chanel Henry is on the long on boundary, so only 2. Again, around the wicket, shoveled through mid-wicket, saved by Stefani Taylor, deep backward square. Hayley in again. Nick gone. There you go. There's the wicket. Bryce goes for 55. We said that Hayley backs herself. We said if in doubt, Hayley will go to herself and believe that she is the one that can break the partnership. That's why she continued with the spell. She could easily have said to herself, I've only got 2 overs left. Let's hold myself back. But that's why she's Queen Hayley. That's why she's one of the best in the world. Bryce reaches for that outside the off stump. Hayley kept the slip in. Ramarak takes the catch at slip. There's the wicket that West Indies wanted. Now, West Indies will be thinking to themselves, right, we've got Bryce out. Yes, Machel is going great guns. But now we've got 1. West Indies will believe that they can now go on to take 2 or 3. Big wicket there by Queen Hayley. That's her 4th. Hayley's taken 4 for 45. Yes. So Queen Hayley, 4 for 45. Bryce, the big gun, gone. Good knock from Bryce. 55 from 55. Good knock as well from Megan McCall. I'll have to go to our resident Scotland fan, Osprey, to talk to me about Megan McCall. Didn't know anything about her before this, so I'm not going to try and pretend that I've been studying her game. But I've liked her aggressive intent. She's come in at number 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and not let the West Indian bowlers dictate anything to her. So we have to respect it. Anyway, so Catherine Fraser's the new batter. And she immediately gets off the mark, working. No, in fact, no, she didn't. Sorry. She worked it to point. I thought it ran one. She did not run one. No run. Oh, nearly driven straight back to Hayley. It's gone down the ground for 4. Just evades the fingertips of Hayley Matthews. Fraser gets a 4. Would have been a stunner if Hayley took that. Right, so 1 ball left of Hayley this over, 9th over. She's 4 for 49. Scotland. Oh, straight through the gap, but does not rock the stumps. And that's the end of the over. Right. So what it boils down to from this point now is for someone like Catherine Fraser, for Catherine Fraser and anybody else who follows Catherine Fraser, how long will it take them to get to grips with the wicket? Or should I invert that question to, will they get to grips with the wicket at all? Megan McCall came out with aggressive intent and understood the assignment very quickly. Or Ramarat continues to McCall. So Hayley went back over the wicket when Catherine Fraser came out. Ramarak is continuing around the wicket to Megan McCall. And because that first ball from Ramarak hits McCall's helmet, we're going to have to wait for the physio to come out for the concussion protocol. So, update from Osprey. McCall is 24 and regarded as one for the future as a middle order batter and a potential finisher because of her hard striking. Today represents her highest score ever. Yeah, I've liked what I've seen from McCall. Definitely hit the ball hard. But more importantly, she's picked the gaps well. It's not just been swiping. It's not just been like clear the front foot and swipe. It's been well judged shots, identifying where the gaps might be, where the lowest risk might be, and then backing her ability. Have to respect it. So anyways, they're doing concussion protocols on Megan McCall. Looks like she's fine. And we will continue. Ramarak will continue around the wicket to her. Right, so the comms are saying 220 minimum for Scotland from here. And I get it, because obviously they're thinking, Scotland might like wet themselves here and not get there. But there are 16 overs left. 220 is only 34 runs away. So respectfully, Scotland is supposed to be getting more than 34 runs in the remaining 16 overs, unless we're under the belief that Scotland are about to collapse. So McCall tries to go down the track. Doesn't connect properly. No run. Again, mid-wicket region by McCall. Doesn't beat the diving fielder. No run. This might sound ridiculous here, but 3 dots. This is the type of thing that this is how you gain back some level of control. You got to get inside Megan McCall's head and think that make her think that 3 dots is a disaster to then hole out, going for a big shot. She goes for the big shot down the ground. Can't beat mid-wicket. No run. Hayley Matthews stationed there in the mid-wicket region. 4 dots in a row. You feel like something's coming here. It's going to be a wicket or a 4. Pressure bust pipe. Ramrack in again to McCall. Goes leg side. There's a fielder on the 45 at fine leg. No run. Is McCall getting frustrated with that? She hasn't gone through a period of not connecting like this in a while. Obviously, she's doing very well. She's on 42 from 40 balls. Final ball of the over. A rarely seen maiden over possibly coming up. Tucked into the leg side for 1. That brings an end to the over. Good over there from Krishna Ramarak. 1 off it. And Scotland moved to 186 for 187, sorry, for 5. So Megan McCall moves to 43 from 41. Catherine Fraser is still on 4 from 3. Yes, Stenard George says, is it that the 2 finalists qualify for the World Cup? The top 2, Stenard. So there's 6 in the group. Only the top 2. Everyone plays everyone. And the top 2 go to the World Cup. Right, this is the final over I'm going to do, people. Then I'm going to go and get ready for work. Thank you to anyone who has joined me on this live watch along. 2 hours and 27 minutes I've managed to do. 5:30 through to 8 o'clock. Big up anyone who's been with us. So final over from me on this 2.5 hour stint. It's Hayley Matthews going to bowl out. She's bowled 4 for 49 from her 9 overs. Megan McCall is on strike. First one is a full toss, and she just turns that into the leg side down to deep square leg for 1. Right, so yeah. Fraser now on strike. So now the people come in off the boundary to Fraser. Slip in place. Fraser can't work that anywhere. No run. Will they see Hayley out, or will they go for a shot? She goes for a shot through the hands of Hayley Matthews. It's not a drop, but it's a chance. So Fraser didn't want to hang about. She saw the chance to free her arms, and it's gone straight through Hayley's arms. Hands even for 1. Yeah, that's not a chance. I mean, it's an opportunity, but it's not a proper chance. Fraser obviously deciding that she don't want to hang about to just negotiate. She wants to score runs here. 4 runs to Fraser. She moves to 8. This one is worked to mid-wicket. Valera Lane Fields. Leg side, 1 run. 1 more ball left of this over. This is my final ball of this live watch along. Scotland are 193 for 5. 193 for 5. McCall is on strike. Final ball from me. Hayley around the wicket. McCall goes deep. She's gone. And it bounces just in front of Chanel Henry, who was running in from long on. McCall gets one. McCall gets one for it. That's the end of Hayley Matthews' spell. She goes 10 overs. She goes 10 overs, 4 for 56. Brilliant stuff from Hayley Matthews. She now has to turn to the remainder of her bowling attack, the likes of Afi Fletcher, Karishma Ramarat, probably Chanel Henry, and say, what can you do for me? Scotland 194 for 5 after 36 overs. Megan McCall is still there on 46 from 44. Catherine Fraser, the number 7, has come out, hit 2 boundaries. She's 9 from 7. This game is well poised at this stage. And I'm going to sign out any second now. Ramarak is continuing around the wicket. That first ball is a quick single. Direct throw. Hold on. No, that should be fine. There's been good ground fielding. Oh no, hold on. They're checking this. That surely's not anything worth checking. Good ground fielding by the West Indies. I know I said I was about to go, people, but I just saw this just as I was about to sign off. So let me just wait to see what happens here. So direct hit. Surely Megan McCall got in there. There's no way that ran her out. She'd have to be running like Rakeem Cornwall to get run out from that. But it was direct, so we might as well check. Ball's not even in the... Gone! She's out! Oh my God, the direct hit gets her. She's gone. She's gone. She must have been running like Rakeem Cornwall, because who was it? Was it Fraser or McCall? She's out. Well. I was just about to sign out, people. 1 wicket does bring 2. This is what Hayley was talking about. Inexplicable. West Indies have dropped catches, but they've hit the stumps. As Osprey says, they've hit the stumps, direct hits 3 times. One of them possibly was even out, but was given not out because the angles are crap. But McCall has been run out on 45. I said I was about to go, people. West Indies women said, where you going? You don't want to rally. Megan McCall is run out, and all of a sudden, Scotland have gone from 2 set batters in Sarah Bryce and Megan McCall, who were going great guns. Bryce removed by Matthews. Megan McCall... So Bryce was removed by Matthews, 182 for 5. And Megan McCall has been run out to make it 194 for 6. And all of a sudden, there's 2 fresh batters at the crease. And Scotland are 194 for 6. Megan McCall run out for 45. I have to give credit there, just like the run out on Lister from Chanel. Chanel Henry again, by the way. I didn't realize it was Henry who ran out Lister with the direct hit, and it's Henry who's run out McCall with the direct hit. Maybe that stint in the women's IPL playing in a professional environment has really upped Chanel Henry's game. 2 run outs, 2 dangerous bats gone, Lister and McCall. Matthews removed Bryce before that as well. Scotland 194 for 6. And just like that, because West Indies have gone 1-2 in quick time, that's how you go from looking at Scotland's score and going, right. So when Bryce went, they were 182 for 4. All of a sudden, they're 194 for 6. And now all of a sudden, you're looking at Scotland's score going, they might not reach 250. Do you see what I mean? And that's how quick the game can go, where when you remove a set batter and it's an associate side with respect to Scotland, all of a sudden you're thinking, well, hold on, can we wrap this up quick? Anyway, Scotland 194 for 6. I've got to go get changed, people. I've got to go to work. I've got to go and teach about Thomas Hobbes and Edmund Burke and the core principles of conservatism. Brilliant run out there. Brilliant throw from Chanel Henry. Great stuff. Right, I'll wait for one more ball and then I'm going to go. Thank you to everybody who has been with me. Thank you to everyone who's been with me since 5:30 in the morning or whatever time you joined on the live watch along. I've done 2 hours and 35 minutes. I'll be back for the next West Indies game. I think it's Ireland No, I don't think I can do that one, but I'll be back at some other point in the tournament. Scotland 195 for 6. Let me just see out this over. People. Ramarak, none for 32 from 6.3 overs. Scotland 195 for 6. Fraser's there, 10 from 9. And Chatter, how do I say her name? Someone say it someone write the phonetics for me. Chatterjee? I'm going to say Chatterjee. But if I've got that wrong, someone tell me. So Ramrak over the wicket to Chatterjee, who's new on strike, defends out into the offside, no run. 2 balls left of Krishna Ramrak's over, 7 overs remaining. Chatterjee, thank you, Osprey. Osprey even, I just said Osprey because I was saying Chatterjee. Thank you, Osprey. Ramrak into Chatterjee, dabs that into the leg side, no run. It's going to be interesting to see how Catherine Fraser goes about this because, as Osprey says, he says she's a hard hitter, but now she's got to negotiate this with the tail. Last ball of Ramrak's over into Chatterjee. Up in the air. Ooh, just short of the diving fielder at mid-wicket. They'll come back for 2. And that's the end of the 37th. Hold on. They're going to come back for 3 because they get the extra run from the poor fielding. West Indies. So Chatterjee gets 3 with the extra there. At the end of the 37th over, Scotland are 198 for 6. I've got to go, people. Let me go to work. Thank you to everyone who joined in. On the way out, like, share, subscribe. Stay locked in for some more content this week. Santoki will be back. There'll be another watch along at I can't remember the diary. No, I can't do Friday. I'm not around for the Ireland one. I think it's Ireland on Friday, but I think I'm around for the next one after that, which I believe may even be Pakistan or Bangladesh. So lock in, people. I'll be back with some more content. Caribbean Cricket Podcast will be back with some more content. I've got to now get ready for work, so I best get out of here. Peace, and thank you as ever for joining in with the Caribbean Cricket Podcast.
West Indies cricket, Caribbean cricket podcast.